So we're seeing a continued escalation as far as the tension between Iran and Western powers is concerned, whether it be Israel or the United States or other Western powers. As you mentioned, now we're talking also about South Korea here. But in regards to the enrichment of uranium, as far as the EU is concerned, they, as we heard earlier, provided maybe a warning, a conditional warning, that if Iran indeed goes forward with the plan to enrich uranium to 20%, and it would evidence a straying away from the agreements and a violation of the JCPOA agreement. Israel, of course, as you mentioned, providing a far more hard-hitting sort of response, saying that it has already violated the JCPOA agreement a long time ago, and that this is just a step closer to Iran attaining nuclear weapons grade uranium. Israel saying also that it will not allow Iran to reach that point. So definitely seeing more continuing of those tensions between these different parties. And the EU did say, Benita, that it will await an IAEA response, an official response, as to whether or not Iran is indeed enriching uranium to that 20% in the Fordo facility. If it indeed is evidenced by an IAEA sort of official documentation, then this will certainly show that Iran is not engaging or re-engaging with the JCPOA as maybe President-elect Joe Biden's administration would like to see, and we're likely going to see more responses, maybe not just in word from countries like Israel and the United States, but maybe even in action.
And of course, that other developing story, a tanker seized in the Gulf. What more can you tell us? And look at the implications as well. Their crew are being detained. What is the latest confirmed information about what happened there?
Right. So from as far as the official sort of recount from the South Korean party or even from Iran here, there hasn't been any confirmation from the South Korean Foreign Ministry. We'll wait and see if they do comment on this. From what we're understanding from those state media reports from within Tehran and Iran at large, we're talking about some 23 crew members that were detained. This is, of course, happening at a time where there is an expected diplomatic visit by a South Korean official in Tehran to discuss the freezing of those funds. Some $7 billion worth of funds that are being see these sort of incidents happening on the chronology or the timeline that they are. It could even appear as though maybe Iran is using this tanker as a sort of bargaining chip, and that could certainly be the case here, Benita.